Good afternoon, YouTube. Hope this video is finding you well. It is November the 22nd, 2017. It's the day before Thanksgiving. It's been a busy last week, so I've been a little slow in making videos. So I planned on having videos more often, but I've been a little bit busy. This is supposed to be just a standard update video on the USI Tech or my BitConnect accounts, but one of my videos went something kind of viral. The video about how BitConnect worked and the discourse that came out of that, and all the conversation in the comment sections and the private messages that came to me brought up a lot of topics that I kind of wanted to address. So I figured I'd do this video to talk to the people that maybe I missed in the comment section, or maybe elaborate on things that I wasn't able to fully give my thoughts on. So hopefully this video doesn't run too long, because there was a lot of discourse, a lot of comments, but there's a few that came up very frequently. On a side note though, one thing, I did not do this channel to get referrals into these programs. I decided that I was going to trade these platforms. I set the risk tolerance for me, and I got in and I wanted to document it, which led to me creating these videos. And then I had the idea that, hey, why don't I share the videos? And don't get me wrong, full transparency, I'm not opposed to someone joining as well and me getting a referral for it, but that was never in the plans. That's not why we have videos. So recently, as my video kind of exploded, an unforeseen thing happened in my mind is I started getting a lot of referrals, and I'm completely unprepared for that. I honestly had never looked at the referral program for either system. The person that got me into USI Tech tried to tell me about it, and he's given me some information about it, but I never looked at it on the site, and I've never looked at it on the BitConnect site. But I've seen money start to come into my account, and it kind of messes up my update video, because now the referral money is outpacing the money that I'm making from the loans. So it's a little weird. But to the people that did sign in under me, because I did provide the link just in case anyone did want to sign up, and so anyone that did sign up under me, it's much appreciated. I kind of feel an obligation now to do something for you guys, like I don't know, provide more content, maybe give back the referral bonuses and start giving away some Bitcoin or something. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll figure it out. But for all the nice people that have messaged me, and I know I messaged a lot of people and apologized that I didn't have stuff ready. Like I don't have videos on how to set up a wallet and how to do this and how to do that. I don't have any of that stuff because I wasn't really thinking of it from that perspective. So I'll get it together and maybe make some videos, since people are joining under me and I'm honored in that. And I'll try and get some things that better prepare you to get into this market if you decide to do so. But I prefer that everybody watches the channel, follow my progress, and let's just see what happens. Okay, sorry about the long intro. So I wanted to address a couple things that were said. I mean, first and foremost, I'm not a promoter. I'm a regular guy. That I've been a trader for a very long time. I value compounding interest in any type of investment vehicle that allows me to compound. I take a look at. Okay, Bitcoin has struck me. I am in love with Bitcoin. I'm a Bitcoin fanboy. I don't have a Bitcoin shirt on or anything, or a Bitcoin hat, but I'm a fanboy for Bitcoin. That is true. These platforms, you take a wait and see approach. If it's reasonable and the risk is tolerable, you set the risk tolerance level for where you're at as far as a dollar figure, and you give it a shot. You lose it, you lose it. If it works, that'll be perfect. Okay, so that's the angle that I'm coming at this from, and I'm broadcasting it so other people can watch that, and you can follow my progress. And if you're so inclined, as you see my progress and you feel good about it, by all means jump in. If you don't, by all means don't. Please watch the channel, and so at least I have an audience to cry to if it blows up and I lose everything, So it's all good either way. But just creating a community and getting things going was the point. So, but I'm not a promoter, and I don't have a side. I'm on the team of my money. So whatever can make me money reasonably, that's fine. But the thing is, I want to understand them. I want to understand it. That's the kind of person I am. I want to understand anything that I'm involved in. So I'm a researcher. So, you know, I made that video to come at it from a, case study, real world example. And so, but I'm not a promoter. I don't work for BitConnect. I don't work for USI Tech, and I didn't even know how the referral programs worked. So I'm just a regular guy trying to make some more money in the market. Hopefully these things work and I can compound my money. Simple as that. All right. Now, the big question that I really wanted to attack is that BitConnect does not collect your Bitcoin. I've heard a couple people say that they corrected me in the video about that, and there's a lot of different ways we can go to kind of describe that. But the first thing I want to say is, okay, it would be naive to believe that BitConnect was not on the other side of the trade making their market. And there's a lot of reasons for this. I don't know, there may be some traders listening that know how trading desks work and how exchanges work. But in an exchange, the majority of the time, the other party on the other side of your trade is the exchange themselves. That's their job, is to market make. Okay, and this is especially in my mind prevalent with BitConnect, and I'm going to tell you why. When they had their initial coin offering, we all know that they held about 75% of their coins. They sold about 1 million or around there, and based on the amount that they produced, or I don't remember the exact numbers. You can look all this up on the chain. It's all there. Dr. Roy Murphy, who I've referenced in previous videos, did a lot of this math. You can go to, you could go down to BitConnect here. You could go to the Explorer, and you can pull up the largest wallets in the rich list. It'll tell you who's holding the coins and how long they've held them. You can pull up what they're doing with the coins. If they've been staked, they've been in 2 transactions here, 1 transaction here. This is an account that's original account. So you could then go back and validate which accounts were there from the very beginning, and you can at some point, they only sold, like I said, basically about 27% of their tokens, or 25% of their tokens in their pre-sale or in their ICO. So the rest of them were held in BitConnect base accounts. And he's done the search to go back and validate that those accounts were BitConnect accounts holding the coin. All right. So let's assume around 75% of the tokens were held by BitConnect. All right. Then everybody I know, and most of the people that I've watched videos on online and everything, most people come to BitConnect for the lending platform. Some people stake. Some people may trade on there. They don't have very many coins to trade. But for the most part, you go for the lending platform. But let's be super conservative and say only 60% of the remaining coins enter into the lending program. All right? So that'd be another 15%, if my math is right. Okay? If that's 60%. Okay? So 15 and 75. So now that's 90% of the tokens or coins that BitConnect holds, because remember, when they loan you, when you do a loan with BitConnect, they get the tokens, they get the coins, they hold those, and then they have it's just like a loan. You go to the bank, they loan you $100,000, you get the money, and they have paper, a security instrument saying that you owe them a promissory note. This is the same deal. You give them your BitConnect coins, and what you receive in return is a promise to pay interest daily and a capital release at the end of the term based on the amount of money that you lent to them. All right, so that's 90% of the tokens. If we're assuming around 60% are for loans, I think it's higher than that. But we're going to be conservative. So let's say 60%. So now that's 90% of the tokens that they hold. Well, 5%, if we go back to BitConnect's chart here, you can look at the markets that trade it. Basically 95% of the volume is on BitConnect's own exchange. So you've got 5% of those tokens that you can't control. They're out there in the market doing whatever they do. So BitConnect could own some of those. Someone else could own some of those. Who knows? But 5% are off the chain, off the market, off the exchange of BitConnect. So we'll just discount those. So it leaves another 5% of the coins. Well, if you watch videos, people that have really large accounts, like Trevon James, for example, he's a BitConnect person that trades and is pretty popular. If you watch his channel, and a lot of people that have large accounts or do YouTube, most people, because BitConnect ascends in value, or appreciates in value, they consistently, when they get money in their lending wallet, they'll convert it over to BitConnect tokens, because they, you want to get the extra value from that, right? So with that leftover percentage, the people that are staking, the people that are just holding it in their wallet, you have to subtract that from the maybe 5% of the coins that are left. And then what you have left would have to be people willing to transfer their BCC into Bitcoin. My point is, I don't believe without BitConnect's coins that the market volatility, you would not be able to supply the market demand daily, the liquidity demands daily, without using, if BitConnect wasn't the person on the other side of your trade. You right now can enter $10 million in the BitConnect system. And outside of the validation through the blockchain, there's almost no pause on liquidity. And that's because BitConnect is the party on the other side buying or exchanging your Bitcoin for BitConnect coins. Make no mistake about it. That's how all trading desks work at most brokerages, and that's how it works. Now there is throughput, there is party to party transfer, and it's run through the exchange, no doubt about it, because when you want to cash out your BitConnect, it goes on the exchange. But what I'm telling you is the parties that are on that exchange that have 170 BitConnect coins available and 2,000 available or whatever you see on there, some of those are BitConnect accounts. There's some of these original holders in this richest list. Some of these are on the other side of that exchange, and it's all verifiable. You could go in here and do the work and find it, but that's how exchanges work. So that's what it is. They do exchange for your Bitcoin. And if you question that they don't exchange for any Bitcoin at all, when they did their ICO, there were no other partners on the platform to exchange your Bitcoin for. They were doing an ICO. They were taking your Bitcoin, and the pre-mined coins went to you. There were no other people on the platform to exchange back coins to you for your Bitcoin. Of course, BitConnect holds BitConnect coins. Okay, so I wanted to get that off. I've had that one come up several times, and yes, you are exchanging with peers on the network, but what I'm telling you is those peers are BitConnect accounts that are making the market. And there's nothing wrong with that. You have to make liquidity. Without liquidity, markets don't work. You can't wait for execution for a really long time to get filled on your orders. There's a time frame on price. So you have to make the market, and they're their own exchange, and they exchange 95% of the volume. So of course they're making the market with their own coins. Of course. All right. So that's a misnomer for a lot of people out there. It's just not how markets work. All right. So there's that. And then there was a question about price correlation. I made the point that BitConnect's price is tied to Bitcoin, and it is to some extent, but because it's traded on an exchange within its own platform, and Bitcoin is traded on tons of servers. Let's look at Bitcoin. As a matter of fact, okay, so here's BitConnect, and here's the markets lists. You can go. You got 18 million in volume on the BCC exchange, and then you've got this. You see how the volume tapers off quickly. All right, let's compare that to Bitcoin. You see the volume on multiple different exchanges. This is the beauty of blockchains. We have so much information because everything's on public ledger and it's public information. You can find out everything. So here are volumes. I mean, the 45th and 46th ranked exchanges are doing the same amount of volume as BitConnect is doing, and they're the number one volume provider for their coin. My point is, there's going to be price divergence because they can't trade, in arm. They can't trade locked in arms, tick for tick, because there's too much variance in the pricing across all the various exchanges. So there's going to be price divergence, okay? But in time, Just like any other market, when there's price divergence from two assets that trade in correlation, over time they trade back to the mean. So in time, BitConnect coin is always going to try and trade back to a specific ratio, or probably a within range, a ratio of value that matches that of Bitcoin, so that it rises with Bitcoin and goes down with Bitcoin. Okay, and the beauty in this is, by holding at any time maybe up to 90% of the coins, the BitConnect platform can make sure that's the case. Control is the name of the game here. Which brings me to my next point. BitConnect system, I've heard a lot of scam and a lot of Ponzi, and I disagree with all of that. Again, I don't have my BitConnect t-shirt on when I say that. The reason I disagree is because what's happening here is they're betting on Bitcoin. The entire system is designed to bet on Bitcoin. They think what I think, which is that Bitcoin is going to go to a really high number over the next 5 to 10 years. And they're betting on that. And I'm going to show you the genius of what they've done. And if they're wrong about Bitcoin, this thing is not going to end well for anybody, okay? So, but I'm betting on Bitcoin too. Now, within reason, I'm putting what I'm willing to lose into it, which anybody that's going to jump in should do. Don't just throw your life savings at this thing. You calculate the risk, and what you're willing to lose, you put up. But I'm betting on Bitcoin too, right? So what people forget sometimes is you look at this chart, and this is a very important point. When you look at this chart and you see this growth curve here, trading is a zero-sum game. I was taught this early in my trading life. Trading is a zero-sum game. So for every, when you trade a pair, for one to go up means the other one goes down. So this chart is just as much about Bitcoin going up as it is the dollar losing value against Bitcoin. People forget this. If you invert this chart and turn it upside down, what you would see is the dollar starting up here and falling down there. That's what's happening. That's the inverse of this exact chart. This is what's happening. Okay? So why is that important? Well, I'm gonna tell you exactly what BitConnect did. And this is the giant bet on Bitcoin. All right? So you look at their chart, and they're trying their best by controlling the coin to be lock in step with Bitcoin and to ascend with Bitcoin. And you can see right here, the chart doesn't look like Bitcoin's chart. Now, obviously their coin didn't come online until November of last year, and actually the first of this year. So you have way more data points. So the curve is a little more clean on the Bitcoin chart, right? But the rise, they're tying it to Bitcoin. So imagine what's happening. And again, also this chart is the same thing. This is compared to US dollars, which means the value of BitConnect coin against a dollar has risen over 600-fold, which is the same thing as saying the value of a dollar has went down 600-fold against a BitConnect coin over the last year. You have to remember that part, okay? So this is where the genius of the system comes in. If you go to the exchange and you have $10,000 worth of Bitcoin, all right? You exchange that on the exchange. And I'm going to assume that the party on the other side of that exchange, and not every single transaction is going to be this way, but I'm sure BitConnect makes as much liquidity in the market as that they need to make their system continue to work the way they want it to work, okay? So they're on the other side of your trade, and they give you BitConnect coins, $10,000 worth. They get your $10,000 worth of Bitcoin, right? Then you do the loan, and you give them back the BitConnect coin. That in this scenario, for every dollar that comes into the system, they have $2 of an asset. They have $10,000 worth of BitConnect coin, and they have $10,000 worth of Bitcoin, right? And they pay you back in the lowest valued asset in the equation. There's 3 assets in the equation. There's Bitcoin, there's BitConnect coin, and there's the US dollar. Both the assets that they're doubling down on are both raising in price, simultaneously devaluing the one currency that they pay you back in. I mean, think about that. You gave them $10,000, they turned it into $20,000 worth of asset that's going to appreciate against the asset they're going to pay you back in. It's almost, if Bitcoin continues to go up, they control their currency, lock it to Bitcoin's price, they're guaranteeing that they have double the amount of assets that you gave them, and they get to pay you back in the lowest valued asset in the equation. It's a genius model, but it's betting on Bitcoin, because that doesn't work if it goes the other way. So, this is what I'm seeing from my eyes as an analysis of what's happening here. Okay, so it's a really smart plan if it works. It's not so smart if it doesn't. Bitcoin's got a parabolic growth curve. It's at under 1% adoption. It's tested over and over again. Hard forks, government, just different things. Bad media, bad press. It's still here, still kicking, still parabolic, still going up. If you're going to bet on something, I bet on Bitcoin. That's why I'm in these programs, and that's why we're doing these videos and documenting it. But the scam and all this kind of stuff that I'm getting in the comment section and to my inbox, I don't really think that's the case. They're betting on Bitcoin, and they could be wrong, and we could all lose. So you adjust your risk accordingly. But I don't think it's a scam. It's a system. For every dollar that comes in, they get $2 of an appreciating asset against the currency that they're paying you back in. It's super smart. It builds in a ton of room for them. And then there's the trading bot part, right? And a lot of people don't believe in the trading bot. Here's a video from Dr. Roy Murphy. He's a published author, by the way, so I'm gonna call him Dr. Roy Murphy. Here's the video here. I'll put a link in the description box. The BitConnect trading bot revealed. He actually went in through the APIs and looked up the information. He explains it in the video, found the bot, tracked its trades. This is where he determined that the bot pays you 25% of what it actually makes. There's a ton of volatility in Bitcoin, and anybody that's got a background in trading, you'll know this. The reason Bitcoin is so volatile is because there's no really good way to short it. Yes, there's a lot of people that like Bitcoin, and institutional money is starting to come into it, and that pushes volatility, but there's not a really good way to short Bitcoin. So there's a lot of people that are detractors that don't believe in Bitcoin, but they don't really have a strong way to take an opposing position against Bitcoin. The derivatives that are coming, and the ETFs, and eventually the options, and all the different derivatives that are gonna spring up as these institutions come into the space, are gonna give you that down pressure that you need to stabilize a currency. It's just like you can't have all good or all bad. You need counter pressure. And right now, the thing that drives Bitcoin price is people get really excited and they want to jump in, and the volume goes up, price goes up. Then you want to take profits, or there's bad news or anything, or you think BitConnect's going to crash or Bitcoin's a scam. Then they jump out and price goes down. There's not consistent counter pressure of people that feel it's going to go down and people that feel it's going to go up, that you find in other liquid markets. So the price is all over the place. And if you're a good trader that knows how to swing trade, and you have good leading indicators, and you can trade, basically oscillators in trading that keep you in channels, and you can trade peaks and valleys. If you're good at that, and you have an algorithm that can trade that well, you can make fantastic gains in a super volatile market, because you're getting all these waves being made daily. It stands to reason that you're gonna make a ton of money. I've done it, so it's very hard to do as a person day in and day out. But if you were to train an algorithm, how do you think JP Morgan hasn't lost a trade, or has lost had two losing trading days in the last 4 years? That's algorithms reading the market. It's possible. You can do it. It's just, it's hard for the average person to do it. 95% of people lose all of their money in the market. Because you're not set up to trade against these algorithms and the AI-based trading. That are trading to a set plan. So it's difficult to do that. But it's not unheard of in the market, and the volatility in this market makes it doable. Okay, to make those types of returns. In the video, he showed where he what is the word I'm looking for? Where he tracks the trading bot and its returns. Okay, so there's that. And then maybe lastly, there were a couple people. Most of the people in the comment section, you've given me some discourse back, and you've made comments and you've disagreed with me, which I welcome. I love that. I love to be challenged. I love to talk about things. Some of the people were a little bit disrespectful in your responses, and there was name calling and profane language, and I didn't respond in kind because that's not the kind of person I am. I considered pulling your messages up as I answered your questions, because some of you had really good questions. Just the approach in coming to me was, I think, wrong, but that would be petty to put you on blast on the video. So I'm going to leave that part out of it, but I am going to answer your questions. And a lot of it revolved around, basically, you would have to be an idiot to hold Bitcoin to enter into BitConnect platform, as opposed to just holding on to the Bitcoin or even holding on to the BitConnect coin, which is a valid question, right? However, okay, I think the reason that you get into this platform isn't to hold coin, because you're right. You look at Bitcoin and you look at BitConnect coin and an ICO. If you can go find a good ICO and just ride momentum of its initial offering, and you can make 100, 200, 300% quickly on these things, right? The reason you get into these platforms is for the compounding effect. And so using the example that I used in the video, $10,010 loan, I believe it was $24,000. You made $14,000 over the course of 120 days. Okay. And what we're going to do here, this is a standard BitConnect chart you can find anywhere online. I'm just going to compare really quickly a $10,010 loan. Now, I'm not going to put the 0.25 that you're guaranteed to get. I'm gonna just leave that part off, because I think just going through it like this will answer the question. Okay, and I remember from my example, the average daily payout was 0.96%. Okay, so we're gonna go with that right here for the interest. And this is if you were to reinvest and compound your money daily. Now, obviously, you can't guarantee this interest rate daily, but this is an average for the last 6 months. So I'm going to use that like I did in the example in the other video. Okay, and we're just going to skip down to 120 days at the payoff. All right, and here at 120 days, the amount you have invested, which this is the money that will then be coming back to you in capital releases in the future, would be $31,190, which is more than the $28,000 that the Bitcoin was worth if you held it, and it's $2,000 less than the BitConnect token if you would have held it. But you would be making $300. Like, if you stop reinvesting at this point, you would still be making this $299 every day until all of the loans within this $31,000 here was paid off with capital releases. So I haven't done the math on this, but I'd guess that it would end up around $50,000, for maybe a little bit over $40,000, because you basically would have a loan paying off each day, going all the way to 240 days without any more compounding, though, at $299 a day. So, that number, I could do the math on it, but it goes without saying that this option would be higher than either holding the Bitcoin or holding the BitConnect coin from my previous example. So this is why you do the loan, because the compounding interest, and over the course of a year, it's an order of magnitude, which is 10x larger returns than it would be if you just held the coins. Okay, so that's why you get into the platform, is for the daily compounding, and it's easily done, built into the model of the platform. All right. So I think that's all I wanted to get into. Again, thanks to everybody for watching the videos, and thanks for commenting and starting some dialogue. and I mean it's a really good time. So I'll be making a video updating my progress. A lot of you are really interested in USI Tech. The video had about 60 something thousand views, and that we were talking about BitConnect. But what's actually happened is all the questions that I've received and people that have come and signed were through USI Tech. So there seems to be a lot of thirst for knowledge about USI Tech. So I'll try and put together some information. I don't want my videos are not promotional videos. Okay, I'm trading these platforms, and I do put links in the description box. If you want to join me, you can. And I appreciate that it pays a referral because it helps my compounding work faster. I'm not hiding behind that, okay? But I really want a community, and I want you guys to watch the videos, and I want you to talk to me, and I want you to challenge me all the way through this thing so that I have to fact check myself. And I have to make sure that I'm not getting blinded by fear or greed in the market, and that I'm thinking objectively at all times. You help me do that when you ask me difficult questions in the comment section. But just please be respectful. You know, I don't call you an idiot or a moron or a retard or any of that type of thing. Show some respect to your fellow man or woman, okay? And let's just have some good discourse, and we can discuss everything. There doesn't have to be anything off the table within the crypto universe. I don't know a lot because I'm very focused on the platforms that I'm showing you here. But yeah, thank you all for watching the video, and for I feel the pressure now to make better content for you. So I take suggestions too. So if you have something that you want me to talk about or something you want me to go into, let me know and we'll do it. And I'll try. I'm very busy. I own a company outside of here. We build houses, and I have houses that just went up that we have to finish because they're sold. And I own another company, and I've got investment portfolio. There's a lot of things going on. So it's really hard for me, but I am going to try and step up and make more videos. I have all these subscribers. I had 30 subscribers last week, and now there's like 600 of you guys. So I feel like there's an actual audience now. I'm kind of excited about it. This is pretty cool. So I've talked to you enough. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. Please hit the little bell so you know when a video is coming, when we make one. I'm going to try and get more videos out pretty soon, especially about USI Tech, because I know you guys really want to talk about it. And I can't show my back office with USI Tech still. I did get the documents, you know, about, you know, what the rules were for engagement. The thing was long too, man, like 20 pages long. But yeah, I can't show the back office, but you tell me what you want to know about USI Tech, and I'll try and, you know, give you generalized information with my experience with it. But the account's going great, okay? But I'll try and share that information with you. But I'm going to get off the video. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. It's wonderful that all of you have subscribed to my channel. I'm going to try and do the best I can to help you and give you whatever information you're looking for. Have a blessed Thanksgiving. I'll try and make a video tomorrow on Thanksgiving. And I hope you guys have a wonderful night and wonderful holiday. Enjoy your family, and just have a good week. Thanks. Bye.